In this episode, I want to solve the issues with the cluster via forming the cluster over Ethernet and also upgrade the AlphaServers to Gigabit Ethernet. Hello viewers, welcome back to another episode. And this episode is an episode which is recorded only in English, so for my German viewers I cannot record it in German in parallel because this is not a typical show and tell episode. It's an episode where I want to find the issues with the cluster and it's try and error and do some comments about finding the issues. Yeah, and as you can see here, my two AlphaServer 800s, some of you already know from previous videos, and they are the cluster with the VAX machine, and both of these AlphaServer 800s are connected with SCSI connection to one enterprise storage array. But when you use SCSI connection in the cluster, you have to use Ethernet as well, and have to use Ethernet as well for the connection to the VAX machines. And there are some issues while forming or joining the cluster over Ethernet. When the VAX are running and the first alpha is turning on, then it can join the cluster without any problems. But after I started the second alpha system, there is an issue because it sends the it sends the message it wants to join the cluster to the sys machine through the XP1, and then it takes sometimes forever until the second machine has joined the cluster. There is an interesting video on YouTube from Andy Goldstein where he describes how this Ethernet clustering is working. And it's basically a broadcast message to all members of the Ethernet, and the first machine that answers will take over the process of joining the machine which sends the proposal to join the cluster. And I think because it's fast Ethernet, the machine XP1 answered faster than the VAX machines, and therefore there is a communication problem between these two machines. And then there is another thing, because these are four machines and there is some kind of quorum algorithm, and it works like there is every machine has a vote, and every machine has a vote of 1 at the moment, and there is an algorithm described in the cluster manual that you need basically more than half of all votes than for a running cluster, and when there are less than the half plus 1 votes available, then the cluster stops until there are enough votes. It's written in the manual like it's called expected votes, and expected votes is the number of estimated votes, and estimated votes is the number of expected votes plus 2, and that's divided by 2 and then rounded down. But basically it's the half rounded up or the half plus 1 rounded down. So you need, with 4 machines, you need 3 votes to have a running cluster. And therefore I have to start one of the alpha machines when I want to start the VAX, or I have to start the VAX when I want to use the alpha machines. And because I have this enterprise storage array on the left, it takes a while until everything is running, and therefore I want to add a 5th machine, and I have an AlphaServer DS10 as well, and I've added the AlphaServer DS10 to the cluster as well, so now there are 5 machines. Yeah, and what's the advantage of that solution? I can start the AlphaServer DS10, which has a dedicated disk with OpenVMS on it, so it does not need the enterprise storage array. So I can start the AlphaServer DS10, which is booting quite fast, and then I can use the VAX machines, or I can start the AlphaServer DS10 and use only the AlphaServers just when I want to have a fast access on some things. Normally I will start all 5 machines and then there is no problem. But Yeah, because there are now 3 AlphaServers in the cluster. They need to communicate via Ethernet, and the AlphaServer DS10 is only connected via Ethernet to the cluster. And the forming or joining with the Alpha machines takes forever. It's sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes over an hour. So I think there is an issue with the network. And therefore I want to make some change on the network. First, I want to isolate the AlphaServers to a dedicated switch over here. On the left, here on the right, there is a Catalyst 2960C. And I want to connect all 3 alphas to that switch. And then I will check if the 3 alphas can form the cluster, because only 3 machines are connected to the network. Yeah, I need all 3 machines, because yeah, this is the minimum load which is needed for the cluster forming. And I do not really know if there is maybe an error on one of the Ethernet controllers. I will change the Ethernet controllers of all machines, because I have bought some, they're called HP NC7771. These are PCI-X Ethernet controllers, and these are Gigabit Ethernet controllers. So I want to upgrade the Alpha machines to Gigabit as well. The original controller is called DEGXA. But when you have a look at the DEGXA and also have a look at the HP NC7771, they look exactly the same, so I hope there is no firmware difference. So, because the HP NC7771 are really cheap, you can get them on eBay for $5 to $10, so it's no problem to get them. And they are widely available, so it's no problem to get one of these controllers. First of all, the first step, I want to connect the Alpha machines to this switch and check if the problem is gone. Then this is a problem with my internal network, and when that does not have any effect, I want to change the Ethernet cards from every Alpha, but I want to change the Ethernet controller in the first Alpha, then check, then a second Alpha, then check, and then in the third Alpha, and then check it again. And when all 3 Ethernet cards are changed and the problem is still there, then I think it's some kind of configuration problem. First, I wanted to change the AlphaServers to FDDI, but it's quite hard to get FDDI hardware these days, and I do not have enough FDDI hardware. So I thought, then let's change to Gigabit Ethernet, which is 10 times faster, and 10 times faster than the fastest controllers that are in that machines at the moment. And also 100 times faster than the Ethernet controller for the VEX. But when it's possible to change to Gigabit Ethernet, then do it. Another thing is, on the top there is a Catalyst 3550. But this is the version with 10 fiber and 2 copper, and I've ordered a second one, the other way around, with 10 copper Gigabit Ethernet and 2 fiber connections, so that because there are not enough copper connectors for Gigabit Ethernet. Also, the Cisco 2960C, which I will use for the testing now, has only 2 gigabit ports, and so I have to run 1 machines with fast Ethernet for this testing, which is coming up now. And first of all, I want to show you the issue. I have done tests, so recording-wise it's recorded after I've done the tests. You can see it later, but you can see there are excessive packet losses on LAN pass to the remote node AXL1. This is one of the issues which are appearing in this configuration, and now one of the 3 machines is rebooting, and I think we will see later that it takes forever to build the cluster. We can see the excessive packet losses also on the machine AXL2, and now the OpenVMS is booting on the 3rd machine. I do not really know why there are excessive packet losses. This is a hub. So basically it receives the package and sends it out to all connected stations, but they are connected. Let's see, 6 stations are connected to this hub. One is running compact DL 360 and the management engine, and the 6th station is the switch. I think now we can see the connection trying. You can see it also here on another machine. Receive VMS cluster membership request, and then it can take forever. Lost connection and then re-establishing connection and everything. This is the issue of the cluster at the moment, or of the Ethernet cluster, and we can have a look on it for 5 or 10 minutes. But I think there are no, there will be no differences. It's completely luck. Sometimes there will be a connection after 5 or 10 minutes. Sometimes you can see these screens for 10 minutes, for an hour, and forever. Yeah, let's change the network. Over here on this multi-switch hub 612TX, there are the AlphaServers connected at the moment. This is a hub, so do not think this is a problem. Do not think this hub is causing the issue, or there are some kind of security features inside this hub which are blocking some activity on backnet. But I will remove the connections 3 to 5 and we'll connect them to the Cisco switch. Let's have a look. Link is there. Link is there. Link is there. So all machines are connected. And then let's go over to the console and let's check if the machines will form the cluster. Yeah, these are the console of the machines on the left. This here is one of the AlphaServer 800s. On the right, this is the AlphaServer DS10, and the other AlphaServer 800 is on the terminal left of me. There's no recording of the terminal, but I need 3 terminals in parallel. And you can see here DKB100. This is the disk with OpenVMS on the enterprise storage array. And here there is an internal IDE disk, which is called, where is it? DQA0. There is a Debian Linux installed, and I've installed the OpenVMS on an external SCSI hard drive, which is called DKA0, because the internal hard drive is used by a guy from a Debian project. He do some stuff on Debian or over Alpha, so this machine is available over the internet when it's running. And when I want to use OpenVMS, I use this hard drive DKA0, so I can access also OpenVMS from outside. So let's, the wrong terminal, the red one, boot DKA0, and here on the left, boot DKB is wrong, no, it's not DKA, it's DKB100. Then the machines should boot OpenVMS. And on the terminal, we'll have to enter the date. Yeah, this beeping is, there's no keyboard, and after I have to set a switch later to disable the internal graphic card, because I want to do some things on Fiber Channel later on the AlphaServer 800s. And this is the reason why I hope that the keyboard error is also gone when I flip the switch later on and the internal graphics card is disabled, because you have to disable the internal graphics card for Fiber Channel. You can see here on the AlphaServer DS10 there are still some Fiber Channel controllers inside PJA0 and PJB0. So let's wait for the booting. The other AlphaServer 800 said that it's waiting for other clients because it wants to form the cluster. And there's still activity on the network. Let's make a recording of the terminal, and you can see XP2 is now a member, but there are not enough boots at the moment. So I think So you can see the machine AXP2, but there is, it's not working. Okay, it's quite fast at the moment. So it starts the booting process. But I will do another check after that. I will reboot one of the machines, and then we will see if the reboot is working. And when now the reboot is working fine, then it's a problem with the internal network, with the DEC network components. So I think there is maybe an issue with the multi-switch hub 612TX, but we will see what's happening after the reboot. So the first machine is started. Let's, yeah. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I know. I have to choose another one because I have already used that password. So, show cluster continue. Member. Oh, everything is there. This machine is also there. I still have to change the settings of the user because I do not want to change the password every time. Okay, then let's reboot. Let's restart one of the machines and have a look what is happening with the cluster. Now we record onto the terminal, and you can see the quorum is lost because one machine is restarting at the moment. And now we will see if the machine is coming back fast or not. Yeah, this is also something which is happening based on the controllers, on the fiber channel controllers. Yeah, there is some kind of timeout, and we have to wait until this is gone, or I will start the machine manually. I think this is faster. And the machine left. Nothing is happening here because it stops until there are enough votes in the cluster, and until that's happening, you cannot do any inputs on that machine. SIM is discovered and it's established. I'm sending a membership request. To system AXP2. Yeah, and it's working, and now the cluster is working again. Then I will restart another machine just for testing. This one, but I will wait until I can start the cluster monitor on the right machine. So the machine is booted. Log in. Show cluster continue. So, and then reboot that machine. I will reboot every machine now, just to test if maybe there is an issue with one of these three machines. This is also working. And as a last check, last check, I will reboot the third system. Yeah. Yeah, it's also working fine. So I think the problem is caused by the network hardware, especially the first I've connected it to the VM switch 900XXX, and there were an issue, and later on to the multi-switch hub 612TX. But maybe think there is some kind of configuration in this original DEC hardware. Yeah, so I think the problem is caused by that. But I will check it, because now I will connect it back to the original DEC network hardware and try it again. And yeah, if the error is appearing, then they will have saw it, because then I will cut it to the beginning of all that tests. Yeah, and then if you saw that, then you already know that it is the network hardware. Otherwise, yeah, I will do now some talking about further tests. Okay, the problem is identified as the network hardware from digital, but I still want to upgrade the two AlphaServers at 100, at least to two AlphaServers at 100 to Gigabit Ethernet now. I do not want to upgrade the DS10 in that video, because it's quite hard to pull out the AlphaServer DS10 out of the rack, because it's not rack mounted. It's standing on a plate which is mounted into the cabinet, and on top is also the StorageWorks array. And this is also lying on the top and not rack mounted, and I have to disconnect everything. So the AlphaServer DS10 will be fast Ethernet at the moment, but I will change it in the two AlphaServers. And the two AlphaServers are now on a rail, but I think I have to remove the cover first, and then I can grab it. Other thing is maybe the cables are not long enough, so I have to go to the back. But I have a GoPro on my head, so you can see everything what I'm seeing. Yeah, this is a problem here. The SCSI cable. I think I need a bit longer SCSI cable. So it's really long rails. So I can. So one screw is broken, but I think this is not a problem. These are not original screws. So I need to use only one screw to open the machine. I hope the broken screw is a problem. Okay. I don't want to drill it out. I do not like this. Do not want to have metal parts in the machine, for obvious reasons. So I need some bigger tools. it should work. So this here is the network card, DE500, and oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's really interesting, because there is only one PCI X slot in that machine. So when I want to use fiber channel, I have a problem, because these controllers are also PCI X controllers, and I plan to use 2 of them in each machine, and that is not possible. Yeah, so I think I will leave the fast Ethernet card in that machine. But I want to do another thing as well. I have to change the jumper for the internal video card. This is the jumper J27. Let's ground myself, and I have to find it. That is the jumper. You can see it, J27. And I will switch that jumper to the other position. That's the connection. So this jumper down there to the other position. Won't. The one. It's not the best one. So. No. So. Put the cover back on. And let's start the machine. And but when there's only one PCI X slot in that machine, and I have to mention that I didn't check it before, that there are not enough PCI X slots inside, I can use FDI instead, because I have enough free slots, and the FDI as a controller is a normal PCI card. I will use another screw. Screws. Okay. The right one. Back. Start it. Oh, I think I've lost the power connection. Disconnected. Yeah. And the power cable is where is the power cable? Here. Too short. And let's start it. Yeah, the machine will start. Let's check the booting. Machine is booting, and then because I thought I will make some gigabit rebuild, I will change the network card in the DS10 as well now. Okay, let's pull out the AlphaServer DS10, and I have also disconnect the storage works area over here. And first I have to go to the back of the cabinet and start to disassemble some things. So, right. So, this is the jump host for the external connection. So there's a port forwarding for that machine that you have external connection possible to that machine. This is just a Linux host, and there is a zero connection to the DS10. So the DS10 is not directly directly available from the internet. It's available via this machine, and the network color for the external network is red. And first to remove the SCSI connection, and then there is a Gigabit Ethernet card inside. It's a Intel Pro 1000 GT, I think. But this Gigabit Ethernet card is not detected by OpenVMS, so I cannot use it. And here there's a connection A. This is the internal network, the green one. I think I need tools for that because my fingers are too thick to remove that cable. Dual cable and power connection, and then I can. And this over here is a fiber channel connection because I did some tests, and later there will also some videos about fiber channel. That this is will be one of the next videos. Now I can push the whole machine a bit out of the cabinet and store the jump host here. This has to be removed. The power, and now I can really pull out the storage works area first. Storage works, I think it's called storage works shelf. Then they can pull open the server. So let's open the machine. You can move also the side, and over here these are the two fiber channel cards. This is the SCSI controller, as a single-ended SCSI controller for the storage works shelf, and the smaller board down there. This is this inter-gigabit card, and this server has 3 PCI slots, so this is also a PCI slot. So I can use that slot for digital, for a DEG XA Ethernet controller. But first I have to look where I have to ground myself. So the machine. The problem is the cards are a bit sticky in that machine, but so I can use one of these cards here. It's a bit big. Let's check everything is set correctly. Okay, let's break it aside and then put the cover back on the machine. Okay, now let's put the machine back into the cabinet. Other way around. I do not have the AlphaServer is desktop version, and I do not have enough of these rack mounting kits for storage work shelves, only these two. At the moment there is no other solution than put it on top, and maybe hope that I will find some of these rack mounting units for storage work shelves later, because I have 10 of these shelves but only 2 pairs of rack mounting kits. And let's go to the back again. Put the jump host back on the top. And then, a bit different than before, I will connect the internal network to the Gigabit card and the external network, where it's the cable, to one of the internal network cards. Then fiber channel back in, and the SCSI cable here. All pins, of course, not more. All pins are bended. That's the right direction. Parallel cable for the console. Now let's power and start the jump host. And this will be this little switch here for the external network. Can also be on the top. Check on the front that everything is correct, and then starting the machine. So here on the left is the system, one of the AlphaServers hard. Again, and on the right this is the Linux console of the jump host. Pico.com. Then let's connect to the serial port and start the machine. There is the machine, but we don't see the network card. Check the devices. No, the network card is not there. This is interesting. maybe the firmware is too old. I think I need a newer firmware for that. But okay. Yeah, let's try a firmware upgrade. To the TTPS error, blah blah blah. Das ist use the default boot file. It's a bit newer than the current firmware. And let's hope that the card is being detected by the system. So display. There's no controller detected. This is the information he received. 16C, but I think 16C 714E4. Yeah, it seems that it is detected as a Broadcom card, but not as DEGXA, because it's not original DEGXA. Yeah, first let's do the update and then let's have a look. And if I look closer at my two other cards, they're not completely equal on the back, so it seems different revisions. Maybe one of the other cards is working, but I do not want to try out it yet. So what we've learned is that not every NC771 is DEGXA in parallel, and I will try out one of the other cards later. There's also difference in the what's written on it. I think it's firmware difference. But one thing I will try out now is maybe OpenVMS detected or will detect the network card, and this is something I want to try out first or last in that video. And if that is not working, then there is no Gigabit update in that video happening. So let's boot into VMS and remove the firmware update CD. I think it's not detecting the card for cluster communication because they only EWA 0 and EWB 0, but not one of that cards. So I've changed to one of the other NC771 controllers, and let's have a look, but also not detected. This is the one, seems to be the oldest of these three, but also this controller is not detected. So I think it's not working. I think the NC771 is not the same like DEGXA. And I need original DEGXA for that purpose. Show devices. No. No, 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 no. Let's try out the booting, but I don't think there's any difference. No, the network card is not detected, also not by VMS, also not in the booting process. I will now change the network card, the network cable to one of the internal connections. Maybe I have to restart the machine now. I think so. Of course, the last thing I want to check is if the network card is detected by one of the TCP/IP tools, for example. But what we've learned is that you have to buy DGXA original card and not something what looks exactly like that card, but seems to have another firmware on it, or is newer and not detected as such a network card. Add TCP IP $config core environment interfaces. Now EVB, no. Also not detected by OpenVMS. So the NC7771 is not working in OpenVMS. So I think I need an original DGXA Ethernet controller, but these are way more expensive than the NC7771 on the second-hand market. So maybe I will buy one, or I don't know. We will see. And also I will maybe switch over the AlphaServer 800s to FTDI. But yeah, this is the end of that a bit different episode than my other episodes. So I don't know how long the episode will be after editing, because now it took me about 5 hours to record and try out all that stuff. So we will see it, or you will see it, but I hope you'll find also this kind of episode interesting. You can comment down below, and see you in the next episode.